Should parents choose to breastfeed their children? Yes, I think all parents should choose to breastfeed their child. While working in obstetric, gynecology, and pediatrics for 2 years in each department, we encouraged parents to breastfeed their children. I have 4 children, which I breastfed. I breastfed my first until he was 8 months and then supplemented with formula. My second child, I breastfed until he was 12 months and we did not supplement with formula. And lastly, my twins until they were 16 months. They received high-calorie formula for a short period of time while they were in the NICU. They were premature and at a higher risk for illness. Breastfeeding is the healthiest way to feed your child and the most natural bonding process for the mother and child. First, I will discuss some of the facts, including laws about breastfeeding, and then next I will discuss the 3 main benefits of breastfeeding. First, we're going to look at some of the maps here, and the first one is workplace pumping and the law, and that was the La Leche League 2001 website. And when you look here at the brown areas, and that does include Pennsylvania, there's no workplace pumping laws. When you look at the blue areas here throughout the states, there is laws requiring that the employer allow on-site pumping. And then at the green areas, which there's only a few of those, there's a law concerning workplace pumping, but it does not require that the employer allow an on-site pumping. The next map here is breastfeeding in public. Are you protected? It is not against the law to breastfeed in public. There are different laws for each state, and I'll go over those. The red one is that there's no law protecting the right to nurse in public, but it's not against the law. And there's just a few of those. The next one is the yellow area, and that does include Pennsylvania there. And that there is a law protecting the right to nurse in public without an enforced provision. And then the green area, and there's just a few, there's a law protecting nursing in public, and there is an enforcement of provision in those states. And then lastly is the blue areas, and there is only a law excluding breastfeeding from criminal charges, which just means that you would not get any charges against you for breastfeeding in public. And then next is the recommendations for breastfeeding. Depends on the organization that you check with or your doctor. The La Leche League 2001 says all mothers should breastfeed until at least 2 years old or beyond, and that recommendation is made by the World Health Organization, known as WHO, and also the United Nations Children Fund, known as UNICEF. Another recommendation on the La Leche League 2001 website is that all babies should be breastfed for at least the first year, and that recommendation is made by the American Academy of Pediatrics. There is breastfeeding support groups in our area, such as the La Leche League, and in my area it's Danville, including Bloomsburg, and then some of the other counties that are listed here are Berks County, Lancaster, Lebanon, and Lehigh. 3 main benefits are health, financial, and time management. Health benefits reduce the risk of illness and increase development. Infectious disease such as bacterial meningitis or otis media, known as ear infections, are just some of the infectious disease that is reduced by breastfeeding. Neurological development such as cognitive development is increased, and then other illnesses in older children or adults were reduced when compared to infants who were not breastfed. That is from the American Academy of Pediatrics, December 1st, 1997. And some of those illnesses that they're talking about is leukemia, obesity, or asthma. The best health benefits towards the mother are it helps the mother return to her normal shape quicker and decreases the risk of breast cancer, ovarian cancer, and osteoporosis. A mother bonds well during this time. Some of the financial benefits for breastfeeding is that there are fewer costs when breastfeeding. Most of the cost of breastfeeding is involved when pumping. And your insurance can help cover some of those costs. Other costs would be the cost of supplies because there are no bottles required unless you're pumping. And then financially for the community there are also benefits. WIC would save money if more children were breastfed, and your insurance or your co-pays would be reduced because of less visits to the doctor. Time management involved in breastfeeding. There's more time spent with a child and other children, and there's less time preparing for feedings when you're breastfeeding. Although breastfeeding is very beneficial for some women, it may not be an option due to illness or circumstance that would prevent the mother from being able to have the chance to breastfeed. However, if the illness or circumstance does arise, talk to the doctor or lactation consultant before deciding not to continue with breastfeeding. There may be options available to help you continue. Breastfeeding is a wonderful way to support your child's feeding needs. And breastfeeding, even for the first 6 months, gives your child many benefits. Thank you. And these are my index cards. This is my first one. And that's all. Thank you.